Okay, so it is 7 p.m. at night. Well, actually, 6:59. It's January the 25th. And I'm still recording for Coaching Couch. And I'm still in this relationship piece, and I'm just thinking about so many different things. And so, like I discussed a little bit earlier, I want to talk to you all about um, just just making sure, like, that the person you get with, that the person you're going to marry, that the person you're going to date, just ask them from first glance, like, are you really who you are out front? Or are you really who you say you are? Do you really love God? Are you really a preacher, or is this fake? Like, is this real or is this fake? And when you are able to ask that question and get real answers, and the person can, like, just tell you, this is who I really am. I've been this for so long. This, in my life, I lost almost everything, being changed into who God has made me to be today. And it's very painful for me. I had to go through isolation process, backside of the mountain processes. I had to go through so many different things, and then, and every time I ever thought, okay, I'm gonna date, I'm gonna do this, and something strange happened with that person's personality. I'm gonna tell y'all this. The first time, I swear, like I said earlier, I couldn't believe that an actual bishop cussed at me and called me a bitch. And I couldn't believe that he thought it was okay to call me that. Like, and I'm a prophet. Like, he felt like it was really okay, from like, oh, you're acting like a bee today, whatever. And it was because that's how he was used to talking to people, And I'm gonna tell y'all something else. These are 7-year increments. Okay, look, I haven't been in a real relationship in 15 years, and even before then, because I wasn't in a relationship when I got pregnant with Joseph. But that was just one time. Was that we already had a daughter together. I made a mistake. I purposely sinned, to be honest. I was done with the church in 2020 and 2009. I was done with all the fake stuff, and I turned my preaching license in, and I said, I never want to do this again. I never want to preach again, because I was at church. I was there 3 services a Sunday. I was there every time the doors opened. I was being faithful. I was doing everything I was supposed to do. And to hear another so-called bishop saying, oh, you think you better than everybody. Oh, you need to be having sex. Why aren't you not having sex? And you need to be dating. And just trying to break down my righteousness and my holiness. Oh, you're supposed to listen to blues. You're supposed to listen to this type of music. You're not supposed to be all holy, holy, holy. And so that's where the pollution came in. Bishops is on television. Cuss you out, talk to you, do whatever they want to do. And, whenever God shows me a person, I remember I was there, and I was at this certain church, and I remember God showed me them in the van smoking weed, getting lit off that weed. And I said, no way, God, no way. This is in 2007 I saw that. I said, no way. And then God kept showing me other things. I was like, no way. And God had to take me through a process till I understood that whatever he said was the truth. And if I did not believe what God was telling me and showing me was the truth, I would get a beat down spiritually for calling God a liar over men. I would get in trouble spiritually for believing what I'm seeing in people's personalities with my natural eyes versus believing what God is showing me is going on in the spirit. Saw this one bishop go and in one dream went... Drugs been in the church for a long time. These narcotics has been in the church for a long time. I see one bishop in my dream. I don't know which one to tell y'all about first. Okay, so I'll tell you about this one. This is why I am the way I am. And y'all be thinking, oh, she's unforgiving. What the heck you want me to do? Let them back into my life next? They try to rape my baby Joseph if I marry him? I go to their church, try to hurt my babies? No, I ain't one of them mothers. I'm not one of them. What's that movie called? Precious? No. That's why I chose. That's why I chose to be with a young husband. I want a young husband, somebody young, and that's what I'm going to have. I don't want nobody who's corrupt, who's been corrupt. And so, yeah, I want what I want, and I want what God wants for me. But anyway, so I have this one dream, right? And in this one dream, I see this bishop go to the bottom. Him and this other man go to the bottom of the ocean, the bottom of the sea, the bottom of the water. Like a pool. Sorry, God, a pool. Oh, Jesus. They were like at the bottom of a pool. And so when they were like at the bottom of this pool, I saw them take their shoelaces out their shoes. They started taking their shoelaces out of their shoes, doing drugs in the bottom of the water, in the bottom of the pool. Both of them, two people. One was a bishop, one was somebody else doing drugs right then and there. Then I have another dream. I had this dream about Eddie Long a long time ago. Now, I never was a part of Eddie Long Church. Oh, yes, I was. I'm sorry. I did. I went there for a year when I lived in College Park. I went to his church for a year. I drove to his church. Beautiful, beautiful edifice, beautiful church. I had a dream that I was in a van with him. He was driving. This was years ago. He was driving and I was in the passenger seat. And he looked at me. He didn't even know how I got in his van. And I didn't know how I got in his van. I was in his van holding a brand new newborn baby girl. Brand new newborn baby girl. Little small baby girl. Little beautiful, pretty little small baby girl. Oh, Rabatibio Torandi Shanda. I'm just pouring myself out. I'm just pouring the truth out to you guys tonight. And so, in that dream, we in the van, this big white van. He's driving him in the passenger seat. He didn't know who I was, so I looked at him. I said, "Do you know who I am?" And he said, "No." I said, "Oh, I'm the number 1 draft pick." And he said, "You're the number 1 draft pick?" I said, "Yeah." And when he stopped the van, I got out of the van with the newborn baby, put the newborn baby girl back in the seat, put that newborn baby girl back inside of that seat. And when I put that newborn baby girl back inside of that seat, I walked away. But although I walked away, somehow I was still in the passenger seat of that truck. And I watched him. I watched where he went. So where he went was, in my dream, where he went was inside. Have you ever seen the movie Rocky Balboa? And Rocky Balboa went inside of that dressing room. I mean, I'm saying that meat room. Sorry, God, a meat room. And he goes in there and he starts training and he starts dealing with that meat and all that kind of stuff like that. And and he's punching that meat. Well, I watched this bishop walk through the meat chambers. All the meat was hanging up just like that, just like in the Rocky Balboa movie. And he walked through the meat. When he walked through the meat, I saw a bathroom up here When the bathroom appeared, I saw a toilet. He sat down on the toilet, unrolled his sleeves, pulled out a needle and some type of liquid drug, and started shooting up in front of my face in the vision. And I saw him go, oh. And I saw him go. And I saw blood leaking from his arm. Now, this man was big on his image. So, you know, he was really big on his image. He had muscles, biceps. He had all those kind of things. And so that's where God showed me that one part about the Rocky Balboa. And although he was fighting, there was, I'd rather leave it alone, not talk about that. But when true deliverance is not a part of a person's life, yeah, it's not good. Because they're leading and they're contaminating people. They're leading and they're contaminating people. And I knew, I don't say a lot, but God just don't show us prophet stuff just to show us. He shows us stuff so we'll know what's going on. That would be very rude of God to, like, he will trick us a little bit to get us to go someplace, because if he don't trick us to go in, like if he had showed me a lot of things I was going to go through when I first moved to North Carolina in 2007, I would have never came. I would have never come. I would have, that dream, I would have said, you can have that dream, God. I've seen so much in my life, and everything God showed me was true. It's real. Like last night I saw this apostle and I was cracking up. Lord forgive me. This was a good dream though. I was cracking up. I'm just watching him, right? Let me tell y'all. So I'm in the dream and I'm just watching this apostle, right? And he's just shopping. He's just shopping in the grocery store. And while he's shopping, I'm looking at him, and he don't know I'm looking at him. I'm in the prophetic, just watching him do everything he's doing. He either watching over Israel, don't slumber or sleep. So I see him go inside the grocery store, and he's looking. He reaches for the bottom shelf, and he grabs the fat marshmallows, like the fat marshmallows last night, my dream. And I said, God, do he like marshmallows? And so yeah, I saw him buying marshmallows, and then it was so much deeper than that. I saw him in his black pants, the little jeans he be wearing, the little jacket, because he's a very casual apostle. And I was like, what are you doing? I love when God just lets me look in on people. Just looking on them. I just was like, he's buying marshmallows. Isn't that so cute? Oh my God. And I'll wake up and find out. Okay. It means something totally like that, but something totally more to that. But I was just following them in the realm of the spirit, just watching them. And yeah. You must know who you're dating and who you're going to marry. I'm not a hard person to get along with at all. I'm so sweet, for real. I'm so sweet until some of the times before I got to be like how I am, to be strict and strong, people probably thought I was slow or retarded. Because I just would let people say anything to me, abuse me in ministry, wouldn't say nothing back for myself. Just would see the truth and be knowing the truth and having visions and having dreams and just see everything, and just would let people just, and I just wouldn't say anything. And I'm never going back through that again. I'm never going back through that type